Morning, children. Today we are going to see India at Play from New James English Reader. So please turn to page number 28 from your New James English Reader textbook. Games and sports. Games and activity taken part for amusement. Sports, an activity involving physical effort and skill in which a person or team competes against another. When we think of sports, games like cricket, football, and tennis come to mind. We rarely think of games such as kabaddi, gilli danda, and kit, though they have been with us for centuries and are played enthusiastically in almost every village and city of India. What are these games? Where do they come from? And what do they mean to us? Let's read on. So in this lesson, we will see that how different games which is prevalent in our Indian society is connected with our historical background. In the history of humankind, sports has always played an important role both as a source of amusement and a means of keeping the mind and body fit. In ancient India, as with many ancient civilizations, it was not enough to gain knowledge. The health and fitness of one's body was equally important. Long before India had embraced cricket and football, games such as kite flying, kabaddi, and kho-kho, to name a few, were played both by kings and commoners. Commoners means common people. These games do not boast of having sports stars. Boast means to feel proud of or to puff up oneself. Having sports stars like Sachin Tendulkar or MC Mary Kom, but they are immensely, greatly popular even today. Interestingly, the earliest forms of some of these games existed even before the Mahabharata was written. So here we see from this line that how games were connected with ancient religious books also. Kho-kho is one such example, a game of great agility. Agility means your swiftness and alertness. Alertness, you have to be very vigilant and active. In ancient times, it was played on raths or chariots and was known as Rathira. In its modern version, a chaser from one team reaches to touch an opponent from the other team to get them out. The chase may pass his or her task to a teammate sitting on the central line made on a rectangular field by touching the teammate's back and shouting kho. The team that takes the shortest time to dismiss its rival means opponents, wins. So this kho-kho is connected with the game that is Rathira. Another game of touching and dismissing opponent is kabaddi. It is said to have originated from Mahabharata incident of Abhimanyu getting trapped in a chakravyuh created by his chakravyuh, a complete battle formation that is difficult to break. Difficult to break enemies. Kabaddi is a game of breath control, raiding and dodging. Raiding means entering the area of the opposing team. Dodging means avoiding by moving quickly. A player raids the opposing team, attacks, tries to touch an opponent and return to his or her team, all the while chanting Kabaddi, Kabaddi and holding the breath. At the Asian Games so far, India has always won gold in Kabaddi. Another popular sport dating back to the ancient time is wrestling. The Mahabharata mentions Duryodhana and Bhima as accomplished wrestlers. So here we see Kabaddi is connected with the wrestling between Duryodhana and Bhima. The most famous freestyle version of wrestling in India is Kusti, which symbolizes bravery and strength. So Kusti is considered as symbol of bravery and strength. Pahalwans or wrestlers. Pahalwan is a Hindi word generally practiced in akhadas or wrestling schools. Akhadas is a Hindi word which is used for the arena of the wrestler. And dangals, annual village competition, decide a new champion every year. So this was played in ancient time in villages, and it was the most important event in their time. Many Indian wrestlers such as Sushil Kumar, Geeta Phogat, Babita Kumari have gained international fame, popularity, and become the face of the Indian wrestling. So they are the pioneer, they are the forerunner of this event. In India, sports also has a role in the celebration of festivals. Some sports are connected with celebration of festivals. Kite flying or patangbaji, played passionately by the nobility during medieval times, now marks many joyous occasion in India, happy occasion or time in India. The International Kite Festival is held every year in Gujarat during Makar Sankranti. On 15th August, the sky is dotted with kites as people celebrate Independence Day. Kite battles are also held where one kite flyer entangles the string of his or her kite around another's and tries to cut it. So this is a very common and very popular game which you can see in our country, and especially this is played during the time of Makar Sankranti. Some games are played for pure enjoyment, for delight, for happiness. Gilli Danda, for example, it is said to have originated during the Mauryan period. So some games are related to historical period or time. It is similar to cricket but uses the gilli, a small piece of wood tapered at the end. They are fixed to the end, and the danda, a short stick. The gilli is hit with the danda, and if the fielding team succeeds in catching the gilli, the striker is out. Striker here refers to player who hits the gilli, and else the distance between the starting point and where the gilli lands is measured with the danda. This is a very common sight so far as villages are concerned. Small children play. The team with the highest score wins. A very popular game among children in rural India. It is also played in Nepal as Dandi Biu and in Iran as Alak Dolak. Another, underline the word Dandi Biu and Alak Dolak, how the same game is given different name in different places. Another game popular among children is Kit Kit or Stappu. Simply yet tricky, it rests the player's skill at balancing and aiming. A numbered grid is drawn on the ground. You can see in the picture. A player has to toss a stone or a marker on a numbered square and hop on one leg from one end of the grid to the other and back again without losing balance. This continues till the player reaches the last square and completes the lap. Lap means round successfully. The game is played as hopscotch in England and escargot in France. So these are the same game but given different name in different places. Hopscotch in England and escargot in France. Most of these games require the full involvement of one's body and mind. However, a game like chess can only be won with the strategies of a sharp mind. So, there are some games which needs sharp mind. Today, India prides deep pleasure itself on the feats of former world chess champion Vishwanathan Anand and Grandmaster Konuru Hampi. Incidentally, by the way, the pride also lies in the fact the game is said to have originated in India. So far as chess is concerned, it has originated in India. Ancient texts like the Ramayana and Mahabharata call the game Chaturanga. According to Persian poet Firdausi, an Indian king sent a Chaturanga board to the king of Persia, from where the game spread to the rest of the world. These traditional games are a significant part of our cultural heritage. Heritage means tradition. We play them to exercise our body and mind, to test our agility, that is swiftness and skill, and most importantly, to have fun. So, for three things, games are played, sports are conducted, swiftness, skill, and fun. But these games also contain in them the spirit of our history. So, whenever we play these games, it reminds us about our past and golden history. They may not inspire the kind of frenzy. Frenzy means great excitement that games like cricket easily do, but they carry forward our legacy. Legacy means tradition or heritage, and give us our identity, we can get recognition.